Hey guys, this is Naira and welcome back to Web Designing Tutorials. So today in this video, we'll be learning about links, images, iframes, and file paths. So let's get started. So what are links? Links are found in nearly all pages. Links allows users to click their way from page to page. HTML links are hyperlinks. You can click on a link and jump to another document. Where you move the mouse over a link, the mouse arrow will turn into a little hand. So let's test this out in our text editor. So this is the text editor. So the HTML anchor tag defines a hyperlink. It has the following syntax. This is the opening tag, then the closing tag, and here comes the href attribute, inside which our URL, the linked document path will be coming, and here will be a link text. The most important attribute of the anchor element is the href attribute, which indicates the link's destination. The link text is the part that will be visible to the reader. Clicking on the link text, it will send the reader to the specified URL. Like, for example, I'm putting here https //zminfocom.com. And here in the link text, I'm typing click to visit zminfocom. I'm saving the text editor and running the file. So this is the link. So on click this link, my page will be redirected to the page of the file path mentioned in the href attribute. So now let's learn about absolute and relative URLs. An absolute URL is a full web address in the href attribute, including the HTTPS, like this one, whereas the relative URL is the file path within the website itself. So this is the absolute URL. A relative URL can be something which is inside the file itself, or inside the website itself, or it can be outside the folder. Any file path which doesn't have the HTTPS part, that's known as the relative URL. So let's use an image as a link to test the relative URL. So this is google.png. And on click, this image is opening. So this is all about absolute URL and relative URL. So by default, the link will be displayed in the current browser window. To change this, you must specify another attribute known as target. So this is the target attribute. This attribute specifies where to open the linked document. So there are multiple types of target attributes. Like for example, this is the self target, and this is actually by default. It will be opening the linked document in the same window browser. But we will be testing blank to open the link document to another tab. So I'm saving the file now, I'm running it. So on click this link, I will be redirected to a new tab. So this is how the target attribute works. The HTML iframe tag specifies an inline iframe. An inline iframe is used to embed another document within the current HTML document. Like, this is the opening tag of the iframe, and this tag closes between inside itself. So we don't need a closing tag for the iframe. Here comes the URL. So in this URL, I'm going to place an absolute URL, which is https zminfocom.com. Now let's test our code. So this is the width and height of the iframe, which we can edit. So let's edit the width and height of the iframe. So the width I'm putting as 300 and the height as 500. So let's test our code. So this is how the iframe size gets changed. So this was all about iframes. Now let's get to the next topic of file paths. So this was all about iframes. Now let's get to the next topic of file paths. A file path describes the location of a file in a website folder structure. File paths are used when linking to external files like web pages, images, style sheet files, and the JavaScript files. Well, I suggest the best practice is to use the relative file path if possible, because when you use the relative file path, your web pages will not bound to your current base URL. So that's all for today's class. So we'll meet in the next class, which is of tables and list. Thank you.